so I can see you after the guests leave. Team Grand, Team Hustle, prepare for elimination.
Yeah, it is, man. Man, that sounds like some drama right there, boy. They sold the hell out of that one. Hey, and I remember our guest came here prior to this show airing, and I said, hey, man, how is this show going to be any different from the other shows that we see when you're mentoring folks of coming to the business? And he broke it down to me. I said, you know what, he going to say that. Let me watch it for myself. And then
That's real.
and then I watched it for myself, and man, I found myself rooting for George. I found myself rooting for Crystal and Grace and all these different folks. I found myself just rooting for those young entrepreneurs that were trying to make it. But what I'm always so most impressed by is how this man is able to be present in every situation he is, and lucid in the sense where you give everything you do the kind of attention as if it was like your child. Like everything you're doing in that moment is the most important thing you're doing. I think that's what made this show different from all the other shows. They didn't have T.I. on it.
There you go.
T.I. is here.
That's the part.
But
We ain't apologizing for being dope.
There you go.
We ain't gonna do that because we're excellent.
That's right.
We ain't gonna tear that down.
And we ain't going back and forth either.
We not doing that.
We ain't going back and
You
forth.
don't do that no
You
more?
niggas, no.
You don't go back and forth no
Nah,
more?
man, I'm trying. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm taking the dose of Lil Duval today. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Taking the dose of Lil Duval today, and I'm trying to, wean myself away from it.
From the right.
Yeah.
It weighs heavy.
It is an addiction.
Yeah.
Going back and forth with these dumb niggas is an addiction.
Yeah. On social media or just in general?
All together in
Yeah.
life and in life in general.
Mm-hmm.
You have to wean yourself. It's a 12-step program.
What's the first step?
Admitting that you have a problem.
I'm T.I. I'll go back and forth with these niggas.
Yeah, the second step is recognizing that they niggas.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the
You
second
fucked
step.
up. Yeah, if you don't recognize you dealing with niggas. Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
For real. The
That's
A and the ER
that's
is two different things.
That's my fault.
Right. Responsibility.
What was
Yeah,
I thinking?
thinking.
Oh, man, I always commend you for it, man. I feel like when T.I. go back and forth with him, that's just one less person I got to do. You know what I mean? Like, man, what the hell is T.I. saying about this, man? That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know, then I ain't got to play in it, man. That takes a lot of energy, bro.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
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 You're
You
right.
excited for the finale?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
I am. I'm excited for y'all to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for y'all to see it.
Who impressed you the most during that season?
Well, I think all of them impressed me because at first I didn't think anybody was gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't think, but I think the way that they acclimated themselves and rose to each occasion, every challenge. You know what I'm saying? I could tell that they kind of learned something from the last challenge. So that was impressive.
So they're not walking away empty-handed.
They retained information. And I think that's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Of course they have there's one winner and they will, walk away with, I guess whatever the grand prize is, which is the position in my brain trust. But all of them walked away with information and knowledge that they can use on their journey. You know what I'm saying? As they continue their own path.
That is T.I., ladies and gentlemen. You also got the new album, Dime Trap.
Yeah, man.
And we'll touch on that album, but
That's what we doing.
Let's touch on the Trap Museum.
The Trap Trap Music
The
Museum.
Trap Muzik Museum.
Yeah. See, the Trap Museum is something altogether different.
Okay, good. Okay. The Trap Museum. Okay.
That's something altogether
What's the Trap Muzik Museum?
Yeah.
When was it first conceived?
Well, you know what I'm saying, the brain trust of executives that we have at Grand Hustle, we sit at a round table and just always think about different ways we could present opportunities, create opportunities, and take advantage of opportunities as a label for T.I. as an artist and for other artists on the roster. We saw that the Trap Music anniversary, the 50th anniversary was coming up, and we were just spitballing ideas of how we could not only celebrate me and my album, but celebrate the entire culture. And the museum was just kind of like just pie in the sky. Just, we just threw it out there. And then the first as all great ideas, all big ideas, the first thing you do is challenge it. No, that can't happen. How would that happen? Who would be in it? What would we do? And how would we do it? And you know what I mean? And as we began to, just continue to challenge those ideas and expand upon, the minutiae of it, we found ourselves in the middle of curating it. And here we are today. It's our second week.
Second week. They already got 15,000 followers on their IG.
Man, that's what's up.
Trap Muzik Museum. I've been lurking them.
Man, that's what's up. You gotta get, man. We gotta get y'all down there. You know
Love
what I'm
to be
saying?
there.
We haven't been to
If
the
y'all-
A in a
If
minute.
y'all ain't got nothing to do, man, tomorrow you can come down tomorrow.
That's what, and he real. He dead ass serious about it.
I'm serious.
Now notice he didn't say I'll fly you down there.
Right.
Nothing,
I
but he
will. No, I
you
will. I'll
will?
fly you down.
Oh
Yeah,
no
if you wanna
shit.
come
Damn,
down.
man. I'm going to Seattle tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, can we extend that to another week?
Well, I mean, I guess. You know what I'm saying? This offer was self-destruct.
Hey, let me ask you this. I was just because this album is coming out this Friday.
Yeah.
I really enjoy hearing you. I mean, as many things as you've done, I really enjoy when I hear you in song. You know what I mean?
Right
Like
on.
I like to hear how that mind works, what you're gonna write down. And I was thinking, and I know you don't probably put out. I mean, Ice Cube came here not too long ago, and we was asking him about streaming and all these different things. He
Yeah.
said, "Man, Sway, I'm so happy I don't have to worry about that kind of shit. You know, I just put out music because if I'm gonna put out music because I want to put out.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of we were talking about. We've been having this discussion about Travis Scott and how he was able to obtain that #1 spot, which I
Sure.
thought was pretty damn clever.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of folks, including Nicki, was like, "Wait, hold up, man, that's not fair. You know, you're bundling packaging and you're selling merchandising on top of the.
It's all relative.
It's all relative.
It's all relative. It's all. You know, I have a bundle package.
You have a bundle package.
Yeah, I have a
okay.
bundle package.
What's in your bundle package?
Tickets to the Trap Muzik Museum.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, however you can give yourself that edge and stack the deck in your favor, man, I suggest you do so.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not? Everybody else is going to do it.
You dig.
Okay.
T.I., I was reading an article recently that it was commending you for being one of the people with so many people who own labels and, have their own companies and things like that. But you're one of the few people that came to mind that actually is involved with the hand-to-hand stuff and, daily procedures or whatever goes on with the label and the artist, and you're actively involved in their
Sure.
careers.
Right.
Whereas some people, they just start a label and they just kind of pawn it off on somebody else, employees and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that gives them less of a reason to complain about the music landscape with hip hop, because they say this is one way or this sounds whack, whatever, but they're not necessarily doing anything to bring up new artists and people who are different and new to the game?
Well, I think anytime you're not a part of the solution, you become part of the problem. So I mean, when you complaining with no effort, you ain't putting no action, energy toward actually, and you're not putting any efforts or energy toward becoming the change that you hope to see, then you part of the problem.
T.I., I like that, man. His is different now. He dropped the gym and then he backs off.
Pick it up if you want.
I ain't going back and forth with y'all. He dropped the gym.
Does that make me a nigga? Damn.
Okay. You got a song on the album called "The Amazing Mr. F Up,"
Yeah.
which I got identified with a lot of stuff that was being said. In
Could
that.
you now?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I
I made it for you.
You did. I think you did. Man.
Made it for you.
You talk about some of the mistakes we make, especially guys in relationships, and we don't
Sure.
apologize for our lies, and we're more prideful than we are compassionate.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? That song. Oh, your life? Hold on.
It came from my world.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it any plainer. You know what I'm saying? Experience.
Yeah.
Things I've gone through, lived through, survived, endured, overcame, and that I still, deal with today.
You still deal with today.
Absolutely. It never goes away.
Yeah. Even when you identify it.
Yeah, even when, you know what I'm saying, then you would think the apology helps, but it doesn't.
How did Tiny react when she heard it?
We ain't that sentimental. You know what I'm saying? She like, that's a nice little song.
I hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
AKA, I ain't going back and forth with you, nigga.
We don't get that sentimental about that kind of stuff.
He ain't taking ownership of that.
She gave a nod and passed the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much
She done seen and been through it all.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to, you don't frazzle a person after 18 years for much. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
real.
not,
Yeah.
you ain't just gonna frazzle me, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Pastor J. Heather, you over there nodding like, hell yeah.
Because that's a fact.
Yeah.
No, we can't do nothing but nod to the fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
All
Do
right.
you regret, though, like putting your marriage on television?
Yes. Yes, I do. But, spilled milk.
I get it.
I
get
step
it.
over it and go cry in a bag of money.
Shit.
I can't.
Yeah, paper dry up to you is so different. Different than a napkin.
T.I. here, man. Yeah. Mr. Fuck Up, if you could relate to that, man. Make some noise. Put your hand in the sky wherever you listening at.
We've all been the amazing Mr. Fuck Up.
Oh, man, we've all done it.
You know what I'm
And
saying? I think that, I did that record for you guys, so you wouldn't have to say, you don't have to put yourself out your way of saying anything. You could just put it in the car and play that record.
play that song, man.
Yeah, that's right.
T.I.
And all of the ladies who deserve an apology, who deserve, better treatment and ain't getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Just never mind him. Me and you can just get in the car together. You just play that song.
Play that song right
Yeah, I'll
there.
speak on his behalf.
Damn, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the sacrifices you make for us.
You know what I'm
Fuck-ups,
saying? Hey,
man.
man, I love us for real.
Yeah.
I love us for real. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
you know what I want to say, man? Let's just put on track number 6.
That's it, man. And ride that motherfucker out.
Write that out, man. T.I. here. Y'all want to talk with him? 888-742-3345. We got Jay from Oklahoma. Jay, what up, man?
Jay,
Hey,
what's
Jay.
popping?
Man, y'all already know this J Roller from Oklahoma City.
Word.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just seeing, man, I'm an artist myself. I'm just seeing what advice you got for an artist just out here in this new wave of music. It's hard, It's hard. It's hard to sell it to me, man. So
Yeah. Tell it to him straight, too, T.I. Go ahead, man.
I mean, well, the first thing you could do is, don't look for help. That's the first thing I can tell you. Do not look for help. Okay, you're in the information age. You have, direct to consumer ways of reaching your audience, whoever that audience is, whether it's 100, or 1 million people. Content is king. You know what I'm saying? If you really, really, really think you that dope, it don't cost you nothing to take your iPhone and put something out there on Instagram, Twitter, World Star, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, and see how dope it is. If you get 3 likes, start with those 3 people. Continue to service those 3 people. Let them 3 people tell 3 more people. Then you have 9 people. You know what I'm saying? And continue to grow your base like that. I mean, that's the best thing. And honestly, the worst thing I see artists doing is walking around looking for a blessing to fall out of the sky, waiting to meet someone that could change their life forever. You know what I'm saying? Just remember this, artist. Okay, always remember this. All you got to do is be hot and work hard. And if you can manage to do those things consistently over a period of time, it ain't your job to find us. It's our job to find you. You dig what I'm saying? So just work until somebody come find you.
There it is, Jay. You got that, man.
Well, I feel like T.I. it's advice hour with you. And I've been wildly impressed every time we've been in conversation about your thoughts on politics and the current discourse. So this morning we had great conversation on the Supreme Court nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. I'm not so much interested. I mean, you're more than welcome to share your thoughts on the Kavanaugh situation, but I'm curious more from a 30,000-foot perspective. Why should young folk, why should people of color care about the Supreme Court and what's happening with the Supreme Court and actually who gets put on the court?
I mean, I think they pass the laws and make the decisions that will affect, our lives and lifestyles forever. Like, like things like federal legalization of marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things. Things like gay marriage. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things. Things like what else? Let me think.
Those are good.
Those are great. Those are two right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so those types of, federally enforced laws, freedoms, liberties, or privileges, those things go through the Supreme Court. And the people who sit upon the Supreme Court vote on whether or not these things will pass through. So, if you're a smoker, and you want legalization of marijuana to pass through federally, well, it has to go to the Supreme Court, and it's a panel, I guess, of how many of them is it? 13?
9.
It's a panel of 9 judges. Okay, so every one of those judges has a platform, a position, a stance on certain things. And another thing is, once they are appointed, it's a lifetime appointment.
Yeah.
There is no firing. There is no reelection. There is no, you know what I'm saying? So you get a shitbag in there. He in there for life until he die. You dig what I'm saying? And all that conservative, or so-called conservative, I call it hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Because they play it like they square. You know what I'm saying? Then they get back behind their closed doors and, you know what I'm saying, cut their kitty porn on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's real.
Nah,
that's real.
That's what they doing.
That's real.
Just call a spade a spade. That's what they doing.
Yeah.
They vote against the rights on homosexuals, but then they sneak around and have transgender prostitutes and so on and so forth. Like, that's what they do. And so if you want those type of people who have those type of that type of hypocrisy in them, deciding on what you can and can't do. They telling you can't do it, then they gonna go do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it's important.
You're right in the money with that. And in particular, that last issue, there was 2 instances. One in the state of Wisconsin, where there was a state legislator who was pro-marriage and the traditional family sense, man and woman, who actually was having sex with a male in the state capitol. And his wife was leading a protest movement for pro-marriage in the traditional sense. There was another instance in another red state where another state legislator who was Republican got caught having sex with an underage male in a motel. So what T.I. is saying is actually facts.
It's been happening. I actually touch on this on this song I got on the album called You.
Yeah.
With Tiana Taylor. And I really feel like, just to be honest, we can't keep letting old hateful white people tell us how to live our lives.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's a problem with all white people, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the fair, decent, righteous white people who use their privilege for justice and, for equality, for the greater good of all. But these old, hateful, racist white people who still celebrating these losers from the Civil War. Now that's the thing, man. The motherfuckers lost.
They did lose.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. The Confederate lost.
The motherfuckers
The Confederacy lost. They lost the war.
Now, if your ass would have won, you still want a motherfucker to be slaves. You want a motherfucker to respect your victory. You lost. Why are we still celebrating these losers? People don't celebrate no other losers in war. No other losers are celebrated. Are they celebrating Vietnam? Are they celebrating Hitler? No other losers in war are celebrated but these old racist fucks. They lost. I mean, let's just get down to the brass tacks of it all. It ain't going the way you wanted it to go because you fucking lost. Okay? You suck. Nobody liked you. You lost, bro. Let's move on. Why the fuck you got a monument up? Bro, you lost. What the fuck are we celebrating this loser for?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
He ain't
Like,
him, Jay.
The Falcons lost. If we would have showed up, we wanted a parade.
Yeah.
If we would have still had a fucking parade after we lost the Super Bowl, y'all would have had a fit. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
We had confetti ready to fly.
Yeah.
You dig? But when we lost, we had to accept, well, goddamn, we can't do our parade.
Can't do the parade today.
Imagine the audacity of us showing up on Peachtree on a float, ready to ride slow and wave at people after we've lost.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, man. We got to stop letting these fucking losers
Amazing.
dictate the way we can and can't live our lives. Now, the only way we can really get them out of our business is voting. You dig what I'm saying? And you got to really keep up with the primaries, the midterms, and the local elections, city council, and the governor. And I know shit is boring, but this shit affects your life. You know what I'm saying? When the motherfucking clubs get to closing down at 1:30 and 2 o'clock on your ass, that's because you got old racist white people who go to sleep at 8 o'clock. They don't need to be out. They already in bed, been in bed. You know what I'm saying? But they deciding what the fuck you can do while you out.
Watch a kiddie porn. They already in bed, man.
Absolutely.
They done jacked off and went to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, keep the noise down.
They done squeezed one off. They done dozed on up.
Hey, man, give it up for T.I., man. We gonna
Oh my gosh. When you coming back, T.I.?
Don't forget tomorrow night, the Grand Hustle airing at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
BET.
It will be the finale.
And then Friday, man, Dime Trap. You can pre-order that project right now?
Yeah, man, you can pre-order it right now, man. And you can listen. If you have pre-ordered it, you get the 3 records that we've already released: Jefe, Weekend, Wraith, and the video for Wraith also drops Friday. And if anybody who's in Atlanta, man, you know what I'm saying, we doing like a private listening party, man, for the album, 9 to 12 tomorrow night at the Trap Muzik Museum.
And if you pre-order, you'll get some tickets to the Trap Music.
And you know, aside from the museum, and if you've come and seen the museum once, there's still more to see because we also have an escape room. There's an escape room, a trap-themed escape room called Escape the Trap. And, you know, I kind of put it together, you know, some of the clues and things myself. So, you know what I'm saying, if you want to get into the mind of T.I., come on down and visit the escape room, even if you've already seen the Trap Muzik Museum. And if you buy a Dime Trap album, you can get in free. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and get that album. Get that bundle, kid. T.I., ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming through, homie, every time.